Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to make
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir? Jonathan. Okay, before we get to the making, let me show you something. The weight of this hammer is only 400 grams, but it can be unbelievable. On top of this hammer, there is a hole, which is you can slide it onto this aluminum that buried to the ground, just like this. And when you hear that click, it means it's already locked on. Okay, now whatever you do, you can't lift this hammer because basically you're trying to lift the aluminum that buried to the ground. And to show that you are worthy, you have to pull this pommel and then just lift it. We can open this hammer so you can see the locking mechanism. Pretty cool, isn't it? This is make it cheap. Alright, let's start from the locking mechanism first. I got this aluminum for the handle and I also got the smaller one so it can slide inside of the bigger one. If you don't have aluminum, you can use PVC pipe instead. Drill holes as big as a nail on both aluminum so we can put the nail through and lock the aluminum together. The length of this aluminum for the handle is about 17 inches. I add 2 pieces of wood on the handle for the nail housing. My drill can't reach this wood, so I have to drill it manually. I guess this is my superpower. I am a drill man. Nah, just kidding. The wood that I use is pretty brittle, so it's easy to drill. I glued the whole housing so the wood is now stronger. To cover the gaps, I put some sawdust and glue it with superglue. Add a piece of wood on a nail and make a gap for the rubber. I also use bicycle brake cable to unlock the nail. It's the same mechanism as my mechanical tentacle. Instead of inner cable, I use clear nylon for better flexibility. Now we can place the rubber. Actually, you can use spring instead of rubber, but I don't have one, so yeah, rubber also works. I told you guys the wood is brittle. Crafty problem requires crafty solution. Okay, now the handle and the locking mechanism is done. Let's make the hammer. I have some template parts printed on A4 paper here. You can download the template in the description below. Special for this part, you need to tape it together because it doesn't fit in one paper. I stick the template on the cardboard with double tape and we need 2 each for these parts. Now just cut the cardboard following the template. Add a mark on the line of the cardboard side so we know where to bend the cardboard. To draw this line, I make holes with pin and then draw the lines following the hole that I made. This part is for the top and bottom of the hammer, so we need to make holes as big as the aluminum handle. And now cut the cardboard just a little bit to make gaps. It's also easier to bend the cardboard if we just cut it a little bit. but there will be many gaps on the cardboard. Don't worry, I have solution to fix it later. Glue the big part and the bottom part together and put the big one before the bottom part. I need to add another cardboard layer so it can stick to the aluminum and stay in good shape. Don't forget this circle for the top part. Now just glue the parts on the handle. For this part, we need it on a cereal box or any thin solid paper that you have. It works to guide you to make a balanced hammer shape. I need to cut off one of the hammer sides so I can change the rubber for the locking mechanism easily. Adding some pieces of cardboard also make it easier to reinstall it. Well, because this project is a handmade, it's not always perfect. As I said before, we have so many gaps here, but this is how I fix it. First, we need to add a bit of hot glue on the gaps that look pretty big. And then I made a sawdust and wood glue mixture to fill the gaps. Now just add it slowly to the whole gaps. Rub it a little bit with a touch of water to make it even. And just wait until it's dry. When it's dry, sand it a bit for smooth looking. Okay, now we can paint the primary color on the hammer. I use gray color. Now I need to cut the cable on the bottom cause it's exceeded the handle. I also add a piece of plywood. To make the handle look a little bit more bigger, I add this white ribbon and I glue it with wood glue. Okay, the primary color is now perfectly dry and we need to sand it one more time. We need to make something like symbols or pattern on this side of the hammer. This is how I make it. I use wool yarn to make the frame and glue it with superglue. Now inside of the frame, I just make random pattern with hot glue. It's just easier. Okay, it's time for coloring, but first we need to cover the handle. I use metallic silver on this hammer, just the same color that I used for the capsule project. Now on the handle, I color it with dark wood stain. I need to add 3 layers of it for darker color. We need to make pommel and rings for the handle, and I was planning to use can, but it will be difficult to glue it on the handle. So I use carton and paint it with the silver paint. Actually, there's no template for these rings because the size of these rings depends on how big the handle of the hammer. So I'm just gonna show you how to make the rings. Okay, the hammer is almost done, and the last touch is applying shoe polish for something called weathering. I got this idea from Odin Makes. Okay, it's time to bury this aluminum to the ground. You can also use cement if you want to. Well, this hammer isn't that very identical with Thor's hammer in the movie, especially the details, because it's just difficult to make it precisely when it's handmade. And I like to simplify things, so it's easier to do. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and let me know what do you think about this project in the comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you have any project idea, please let me know. I'll see you on the next episode of Make It Chit. As always, stay creative.